Hey guys, Ashura here, and in this video, I will be talking about my thoughts on chapter 862 of One Piece, The Consummate Thinker. Now, this chapter was truly spectacular. I mean, how much ever we try to predict as to what Oda will put out in his next chapter, there will always be a certain uncertainty. Now there was many predictions that Luffy will come out of the cake, and Luffy did come out of the cake, but the only thing is there is not one Luffy, but multiple clones of Luffy. I don't think anyone predicted that. I mean, this is where you have to admire the geniusness of Oda. Seriously, one of the best in the business. I'm actually thrilled that one of my theories called Big Mom's Fatal Flaw really did come true. I predicted that when Sanji is about to kiss Pudding, Pudding will be the person who will be faced by Sanji, not the other way around, and this will completely upset Big Mom's plan, and it actually did happen. Though the only part that didn't come out true in that was that I predicted that Sanji would go on kissing her, and he did not. Instead, he just praised her third eye, and that itself put Pudding in tears. Now, this chapter begins with Jimbei trying to wake Luffy up, and this scene is actually quite funny. It actually shows that Jimbei will be the first real sane character who will do something. I mean, there is Robin who is really sane, but she doesn't act. She just likes to observe and see how things go out. Jinbei, on the other hand, knows what to do and he will act. I think that's the main difference between the two. Yeah, obviously, Jinbei is stronger than Robin, and the main rule for Jinbei will be the helmsman rule, but that will only be for the designation in the ship. But he will be the person who will have to guide Luffy. I think none of the other Straw Hats there can actually guide Luffy somewhere. Whereas Jinbei will take wise, rational decisions, and he will be the person who will guide Luffy further. Having said that, I don't think anybody knows Luffy better than Nami. She's like, look, Luffy has ran around all throughout the forest. He's extremely tired. The only thing that'll wake him up is food. And a few pages later, we see that Luffy has meat in his mouth. That means that he was woken up by meat. And this is the weirdness that Jinbei will have to get used to once he becomes a full time member of the crew. That is, if he becomes a full time member of the crew. After this, we head over to Sanji and Pudding's wedding. We can see that Pudding is waiting for the wedding to get over so that she can kill him, whereas Sanji is in his pervy state. He knows he has to be serious. He knows he cannot trust her. He knows that she will kill him. Still, he cannot escape from his pervy state. After this, we are shown the wedding cake. And boy oh boy, that wedding cake is freaking huge. I mean, it is easily 3 stories high. And these guys, I mean, Sanji and Pudding, are actually wed on the top of the cake. That's how huge the cake is. And the face that Big Mom makes when she's seeing that cake, she's drooling with anxiety. She wants to eat it now. And when those Luffy clones come out of the cake at the end of this chapter, she's completely aghast. She cannot believe what has happened. I think she's extremely angry and she will be a force to reckon with. Can't wait to see the battle between Luffy and Big Mom. I'm pretty sure Big Mom won't forgive Luffy for this. I mean, earlier she just wanted to get rid of him. She didn't really care that Luffy even existed. Now, I'm pretty sure she wants to destroy his life. I think unless and until Pudding actually changes her memory, no matter what happens, she will destroy Luffy. She will not forgive him. She will want to kill him. Then we see the wind smokes, and all of them are being seated at the center of the wedding hall, just like pigs being ready to slaughter. None of them have a clue about this, and Yonji is like, if I knew this pudding was so hot, I would have married her. And Reiju is sitting there looking around, and she sees that she's completely surrounded by the Charlotte siblings, and there is no way they can escape from this surprise attack. She's just hoping that Sanji will escape, and she wants nothing else. And then we go back to the wedding where we see that the priest is making all the vows, is making all those wedding speeches and all, and then he's asking them to say their vows. And this is where actually I'm a little confused here because I'm not sure as to whether Sanji and Pudding have exchanged their rings, have exchanged their oaths, because we see that, I mean, during that time we actually see the Charlotte Darktooth where he's predicting that it'll be Pudding who will be falling to her knees, not Sanji. So we are not shown whether Sanji and Pudding have actually exchanged their vows, exchanged the rings, but since the part where Sanji tells Sanji goes to kiss the bride is generally after all of this, I believe that they have already exchanged their vows and rings, and they're technically a married couple now. After that, we go to Charlotte Darktooth and his abilities. We can see that he clearly predicted that Pudding would be the one to fall to her knees, not Sanji. He even predicted that Sanji would dodge the bullet which the priest would shoot, and he even predicted that the cake would actually come out, that so many Luffy's would come out of the cake. But the thing is, even if he can predict them, he cannot do anything about it. Like, he tried to kill Sanji because he knew Sanji would dodge that bullet. But he didn't know that Sanji would dodge his jelly bean too. So it is like he can only try to correct the future which he has predicted, but he cannot see what is the future in which he's trying to change. So his powers are pretty good, but they're not really all that powerful. And finally, we come to Charlotte Pudding. Now, I knew that she would be the person who will be faced by Sanji, not the other way around, but I didn't expect it to be like this. I mean, Pudding was bullied as a child just because she had three eyes, and Big Mom told that she was creepy. That's that's ironical coming from her. I mean, there are tons of other children of hers who are way more creepier, and she says Pudding is creepy. Yeah, her third eye can put you off, but once you're used to it, I'm pretty sure it's not that creepy. I mean, she's really pretty. Like, if you consider somebody like a Brule, somebody like Lola, somebody like Chiffon, all those people, Pudding is much, much, much better. And from what I can actually gather from Pudding's past, I think she might have killed a lot of people, a lot of her bullies, and some of them might actually be Big Mom's own children, and she might have actually erased them from Big Mom's and the others' memories. So erasing Big Mom's memories might not be something new to Pudding. So if Pudding actually becomes an ally to the Straw Hats, I'm not saying a member of the Straw Hats, even if she becomes an ally to the Straw Hats, she can actually turn the memories of Big Mom to such a way that Big Mom will become an ally to the Straw Hats. So Pudding will be a really important character if Oda wants to do it. Well, there is always the other theory which I made, calling Big Mom's weakness to escape from this island, but if Pudding does it, it'll be even better for them. Big Mom would be forced to do it, but in this case, Big Mom won't even remember that she fought Luffy, and she'll be happy to help Luffy. And after that, we have all the scenarios with Charlotte Katakuri doing the shooting to Sanji, and then him missing and the priest dying, thereby alerting the wind smokes and all of them getting ready or actually getting rather suspicious. And the gunshot also sends a signal to Luffy to enter the whole cake. Enter the tea party, and he does so by destroying the cake. And this really angers Big Mom. So can't actually wait for the next chapter. I want to see what Big Mom and Luffy's fight will be. I want to see what Charlotte Katakuri's and Sanji's fight will be. I want to see what the other Windsmokes will do. So a lot of interesting things will happen in the next few chapters. Can't really wait for it. And since Oda is really doing it fast, I think all of this might actually be over by within 3-4 months. So within 3-4 months, I'm pretty sure this arc will actually get over, and we will be entering Wano Kuni, and we might actually get to see a little bit of the reverie as well. So this year is gonna be a huge year for us. So with this chapter ends. A brilliant chapter. Absolutely loved it. I'm gonna give this chapter a perfect chapter. Perfect 10 out of 10. And these are my thoughts on this chapter. If you guys like the video, please do like it. And if you want to be notified for my future content, please do subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And if you have something to say about this video, please do say so in the comment section. This is Ashura the Demon signing off. Bye bye, guys. Have a nice weekend.